Alright, guys. So, this is something that I want to cover at the end of Biden's administration, but it also serves as a sort of reminder that I'll have on my channel because I actually have skin in the game here. Um, with my brother, I have a $100 bet that at least for specifically the poor and middle class, the state of the economy will be worse after 2 years of Trump, or in 2 years actually, than it was then. So at the time, it was literally Thanksgiving of the previous year. It was like a couple of months ago. So in Thanksgiving of 2026, yeah, the time will be up and we'll see who won the bet. Um, I want to go ahead and go over some key factors here. I don't think that there's anything that I'm leaving out. I even include inflation, which a lot of people considers like the biggest uh, issue for Biden. So it's not like I'm trying to hide anything. But in any case, if there's something that I missed, I could always dig that up later. These statistics aren't going anywhere. But really quickly, here's some little key stats. The economy added 16.6 million jobs and gross domestic product grew 12.6%. The Biden Harris administration is the only administration in history to have created jobs every single month. The administration achieved the lowest average unemployment in 50 years, with record low unemployment rates for Black Americans, Latino Americans, women, veterans, workers without a high school diploma, and workers with disabilities. The share of working age Americans in the workforce reached its highest level in 2 decades, and the share of working age women in the workforce hit a record high. The strong labor market led to better pay and working conditions. After tax incomes increased by nearly $4,000, accounting for inflation, and real wages grew most quickly for low wage workers. This is the strongest recovery for real wage growth in 50 years. Wealth, adjusted for inflation, rose a record 37% for the median American household. Americans filed a record 21 million new small business applications, the most in any presidential administration in history. This small business growth was particularly strong among Black and Latino small business owners, with Black business ownership doubling since 2019 and hitting a 30-year high for Latino families. Interesting how all those Latinos turned their back on them. Anyhow, um, here's a different little deal. I'll include the link for that article, by the way, because you might want to read the entire thing. That's just some key stuff. So, Fed Chair Jerome Powell said, "In these international meetings that I attend, this has been the story. How well the U.S. is doing," Powell said at a December news conference. "If you look around the world, there's just a lot of slow growth and continued struggles with inflation. So I feel very good about where the economy is and the performance of the economy, and we want to keep that going." Uncertainty over where the Fed is headed, though, is a cloud that will hang over the Trump economy. The central bank spiked its key borrowing rate by 5.25 percentage points during its inflation fight, but has lowered it a full point since then as officials grow more comfortable with where inflation is heading. However, there's considerable uncertainty over what happens from here, with markets cautiously pricing in another or half point in cuts for the remainder of 2025. As Biden walks away from the White House, he leaves behind myriad questions of what could have been done to make things better and how it easily could have been worse. Economists looking at this 20 years from now are going to view this as quite an amazing performance, Zandi said. The story here is still not over, but my sense is history will judge this period as one to follow in future crises. And lastly, at the end of Biden's term, the U.S. inflation rate, and this was literally 5 days ago, so it's as up-to-date information as you could possibly get coming out of his administration. It's at 2.89%, compared to 2.75% last month and 3.35% last year. This is lower than the long-term average of 3.28%. So we're going to see exactly where things stand in 2 years. And I'm not like absolutely like 100%, but I'm like 90% sure that everything is going to be terrible. Way worse. Way, way worse. We'll see. Thank you for your time.